Hello everyone. Welcome to our channel. Today, we're going to explore how Stoicism has helped people overcome obstacles and achieve success in their lives. Get ready to be inspired by real stories of transformation and resilience. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us to accept with serenity what we cannot control, focusing instead on how we respond to life's challenges and adversities. Originating in classical Greece and popularized in imperial Rome, this philosophy promotes virtue, wisdom, and self-control as the fundamental pillars for living a fulfilling and meaningful life. Its principles, developed by thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, invite us to distinguish between what is within our control, our own actions, thoughts, and emotions, and what is not, such as external circumstances and other people's actions. Over the centuries, Stoicism has proven to be a timeless and universal guide for facing the uncertainties and tribulations of human existence. It has helped countless individuals, from leaders and philosophers to everyday citizens, find inner peace and purpose amidst adversity. This philosophy teaches that true strength lies not in changing the external world, but in cultivating a calm mind and a resilient attitude that allow us to maintain calm and clarity in any situation. In modern times, Stoic principles remain incredibly relevant, providing practical tools for managing stress, anxiety, and life's setbacks. They challenge us to live with integrity and take responsibility for our own lives, offering a perspective that not only helps us overcome difficulties but also drives us to live more consciously and meaningfully. By adopting a Stoic mindset, we can learn to live with greater gratitude and equanimity, turning every challenge into an opportunity for growth and development as complete and balanced human beings. Let's dive into the story of James Stockdale, an American naval pilot whose life became a living example of Stoic principles during one of the darkest episodes of the Vietnam War. In 1965, while flying a combat mission, his plane was shot down, and Stockdale was captured by North Vietnamese forces. Thus began his long ordeal as a prisoner of war, a period that lasted over 7 years, during which he endured brutal torture and extreme isolation in the infamous Hanoi Hilton. Stockdale not only endured these terrible conditions but also demonstrated remarkable mental and emotional strength, deeply rooted in Stoic principles. Faced with a constant environment of suffering and hopelessness, Stockdale turned to Stoic philosophy for guidance and comfort. He remembered the teachings of Epictetus, a Roman slave who became one of the greatest Stoic philosophers, who taught that while we cannot control external circumstances, we always have the power to control our internal reactions to them. During his captivity, Stockdale held on to the conviction that although his captors could inflict physical pain and deprive him of his freedom, they could not break his spirit or alter his moral integrity without his consent. With this mindset, he became a leader for his fellow prisoners, instilling in them the courage to resist and maintain their dignity in the face of adversity. He organized a clandestine communication system among the prisoners and led acts of resistance that included self-inflicted injuries to avoid being used as propaganda by their captors. Stockdale's resilience and his ability to maintain hope and mental clarity under such severe conditions powerfully illustrate the practical application of Stoicism. This philosophy not only allowed him to survive physically but also to preserve his humanity and sense of purpose, despite being in a seemingly hopeless situation. His story is an inspiring testament to how mental discipline and philosophy can be powerful tools for facing life's toughest challenges. Finally freed in 1973, Stockdale returned to the United States as a hero, having demonstrated a resilience and strength of character that continues to inspire generations. His experience as a prisoner of war and his deep adherence to Stoic principles taught him that true freedom lies in our ability to choose our responses to adversity and that human dignity can prevail even in the most inhumane circumstances. Stockdale turned to the Stoic teaching of focusing on what he could control, his attitude and responses. His ability to stay mentally strong not only helped him survive but also made him a leader among his fellow prisoners, inspiring them to resist. Let's move on to a modern story, that of Malala Yousafzai. Malala is a Pakistani activist for girls' education and the youngest Nobel Peace Prize laureate. At 15, she survived an assassination attempt for advocating for her right to education. After the attack, Malala adopted a Stoic attitude, focusing on her mission and not on her suffering. Through adversity, She became an even stronger advocate, inspiring millions in her fight for education and equality. Have you ever wondered how you can apply Stoicism in your own life? Remember, it's about accepting what you can't control and focusing on how you respond to challenges. Take a moment to reflect on your own experiences and how you could face them with a Stoic mindset. Share in the comments your biggest challenge and how you might approach it with a Stoic attitude. We'd love to hear from you and support your journey towards personal growth. Now, let's explore the story of Viktor Frankl, an Austrian psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, Frankl describes how he found purpose even in the most desperate circumstances, applying principles that deeply resonate with Stoicism. Frankl taught that even in extreme suffering, we can choose our attitude and find meaning in our experiences. His Stoic approach not only helped him survive, but also led him to a life dedicated to helping others find meaning and purpose. Continuing with the inspiring story of Nelson Mandela, who spent 27 years in prison for fighting against apartheid in South Africa. Despite the inhumane conditions, Mandela maintained a Stoic attitude, using his time in jail to reflect and strengthen himself mentally. Mandela accepted what he couldn't change and focused on what he could, his mindset and his preparation for the future. His strength and patience ultimately led to his release and the transformation of South Africa into a more just society. One of the greatest lessons of Stoicism is adaptability. Life is full of unexpected changes, and rather than resisting them, Stoicism teaches us to adapt and flow with them. True strength lies in our ability to adapt and keep moving forward. Think about it. How can you adopt a more Stoic attitude towards changes in your life? How can you learn to see opportunities amidst adversity? Share your thoughts in the comments. Consider the incredible story of Helen Keller, who became deaf and blind at an early age. With the help of her teacher, Anne Sullivan, Helen learned to communicate and face her challenges with a resilient and Stoic attitude. Through her determination and Stoic focus, Helen Keller not only overcame her limitations but also became an inspiring author and activist, demonstrating that adversity can be a driving force for positive change. Moving on to a story of creative resilience with J.K. Rowling, the author of the famous Harry Potter series. Before achieving success, Rowling faced rejection from multiple publishers, lived in poverty, and struggled as a single mother. Her Stoic persistence led her to continue writing and never give up. Rowling used failure as an opportunity to learn and grow, demonstrating that resilience and determination are key to overcoming challenges and achieving success. Finally, let's explore the life of Stephen Hawking, who was diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, at 21 and given only a few years to live. Despite his condition, Hawking adopted a Stoic attitude and continued his work in theoretical physics, making discoveries that changed our understanding of the universe. Hawking showed that our limitations do not define our potential. With a Stoic mindset, we can overcome seemingly insurmountable obstacles and leave an indelible mark on the world. These stories show us that Stoicism is not just an ancient philosophy but a powerful tool for personal growth in any era. From James Stockdale to Malala Yousafzai and Viktor Frankl, to Nelson Mandela, Helen Keller, J.K. Rowling, and Stephen Hawking, we see how a Stoic attitude can transform suffering into strength and adversity into opportunity. If you found this video inspiring, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content on how to apply Stoic wisdom in your life. And remember, every challenge is an opportunity to practice Stoicism and grow stronger.